Welcome to another edition of the Gridiron Report. I'm Jarret Johnson, and this week we're talking about actually a couple of hits, a couple of losses on the roster to the team this week. A couple of guys announcing that they're leaving the program. One indefinitely, one we'll have to see. But I'll go ahead and start off with Xavier Benson. He was going to be a redshirt sophomore linebacker. He started 10 games at Raider last year as a redshirt freshman. He finished with 57 tackles, 4 stops for loss, a sack, and a quarterback hurry. And I think he actually got hit a couple of times by his own teammate where he was in on tackles and had he had his bell rung a couple of times, and was in the concussion protocol. But he played in all 12 games, showed a lot of toughness, he showed a lot of ability, really athletic guy, a guy who was putting on weight, getting better. I was excited to see what he was going to, do this upcoming season. But look, he took a leave. Xavier Benson has taken a leave of absence in an effort to improve his mental health. And I want to read his quote. It's a long quote, so bear with me. But I think it's important to get his point of view on this, because I think what he said was on point, and I really respect it. He said, and this was in a tweet earlier this week, he said, "My entire life I felt like an outsider. Those around me never fully understood who I was. And to be honest, I'm not sure I fully understood myself. I was in survivor mode, and I could never really catch a break in life. I know that I need help and want help. With that, I've decided to take a leave of absence as a football student athlete here at Texas Tech, so I can improve my mental health. This isn't a decision I take lightly, but it's one I know will help me in all walks of life moving forward. I want to be more productive for my friends, my teammates, and most importantly, my family. Not just now, but in the future. I know I need help with dealing with my past and how it affects my personal life. My hope is that my story can inspire anyone facing the same challenges I've battled my entire life to seek help. I've already learned it's okay to seek help. It's okay to talk to others. That's how healing begins. Please know you aren't alone." So, first off, I find that incredibly brave. He was able to be so frank, not just take a leave of absence and, for a personal matter, that he was actually willing to be selfless in trying to help others out there and say, look, if you need help, it's okay to ask for it. But I'm not surprised, because while Xavier Benson is a self-described different dude, and he said that to me before in person, and he is, but very articulate, very intelligent, evidently very brave, and he was a tremendous athlete, very good football player. So, of course, I hope he gets the help he needs, can improve his life, and hopefully he can come back and play and be a better all-around person, football player, all student, all the above. But no matter what, obviously getting the help he needs is the most important. But in terms of the roster, that is a loss. Now, I think Randall, the transfer from Michigan State, highly rated guy, he was an Army All-American. He was here in the spring, but he's coming off a shoulder injury himself. So, you hope he's healthy and he can go. I think you have some other options there. A guy like Adam Beck, he plays safety as well, but has played some linebacker. That could be interesting. Rico Jeffers has shown really his entire career that he can be an outside linebacker. I mean, everybody sees him as like a Mike, and I understand that, an inside linebacker, but he has skills to be an outside linebacker, and I think he could be a beast at Raider, and they could make that work. So they have some options, some guys I like, but losing Xavier does hurt. Still, in the grand scheme of things, I'm glad he's getting the help he needs. Another loss, another guy who left the program earlier this week is Jax Welch, a running back from Odessa Permian, of course, of Friday Night Lights fame, mythical high school football program there in Odessa. But Jax was an interesting guy because he joined the program as a walk-on in the Kingsbury era, as a walk-on defensive back. I mean, just a little dude. He developed, put on some weight, ended up being 5'9", 180. Transitioned to a running back later in his career. He was a guy who was interesting because, like, every fall camp, every spring ball, they had all these different running backs. They were shuffling in guys that would get hurt, transfers, high school recruits, you name it, and Jax would always be there to take the reps and help out. So he's just one of those tough guys who was available, earned a scholarship before last year, actually got a couple of carries, ran for, I think he had a 13-yard carry, he had a 10-yard catch. So he didn't play a lot, but he was a kind of a guy that you need in your program. But the good news with Jax is he's leaving. He's foregoing his senior year because he got accepted into the Texas School of Law. So he's going to pursue a law degree there at Texas Tech, and just there's no time to be a football player and law student and all that. I think everybody understands that. So he retired. Now Tech has 3 scholarship players still on the roster. Of course, Sir Roderick Thompson ran for over 700 yards and 12 touchdowns last year. They brought in Chadarius Townsend, former 4-star guy from Alabama. And then my guy, a guy I'm really excited about, Taj Brooks, is a true freshman. He signed in the 2020 class, ran for over 4,000 yards in his career at Manor. Really carried them in a deep, kind of surprising playoff run last year there in Manor. So I'm excited. Taj Brooks is a guy over 200 pounds, like 5'10", 215, 220 pounds. He's a guy you can give the ball 20 times to. And, Sir Roderick's like that as well. And then Townsend brings lightning speed. I think he's the fastest guy on the roster. I think he raced earlier this summer. I think he lit everybody up, left everybody behind. So you got some proven talent there. You got some heft, and then you got some speed at the running back position. So congratulate Jax Welch. For what he's doing, but I think they'll be fine at running back for next season. And of course, circling back to Xavier, I hope he gets the help he needs because he's a really good guy. And of course, you want to see things work out for all the Red Raiders. But with that, I want to thank you for watching, and until next time.